All right, fam. In this short video, we're going to talk about motivated sellers. What is a motivated sellers? Let me bring my chart up here. And all right. So in reference to residential home sales, when people are trying to sell their homes, they're either unmotivated or they're motivated. So typically 95% of people who list their homes, they just want to sell their homes. They don't have to sell it. They want to sell it. And they want to sell it at the highest price. And if you can't come close to their highest price, they will wait out 60 days, 90 days, a whole year until they get close to what they're asking for. This is the majority, 95% of the homes. Now, of that 95%, there is 5% of sellers who are motivated. They have to sell their homes. They don't necessarily want to sell their homes. They have to sell it. And they will sell it at a steep discount just to get rid of their house. Okay. Now, what would cause someone they have to sell their house? They don't necessarily want it. They have to sell it. Well, I got a little list here. The first group of people are people who are going through a divorce. Sometimes they just have to sell it. The judge orders them to separate, liquidate their assets, and they just have to sell it. So they don't have time to wait around for years to sell it. They need to sell. So that's one example of a motivated seller. A next example is someone, they died and, no one's going to pay that bill. So their heirs, they have to sell the house. They don't necessarily want to. I mean, they could keep it, but for the most part, if they're across the country, they don't want to deal with it. So they'll sell it at a steep discount, just not to have to be bothered with it. Or let's say someone is relocating. They got a new job across the country and they don't want to pay two mortgages. They've already moved to their new house and they just need to sell. So they'll be willing to sell at a discount. Okay. Someone inherits a property. Once again, that's basically the same thing as, someone dying. If they inherit a property, from a loved one who's passed away, they're motivated to get rid of that because they don't want that burden. Okay. Then the last two, distressed property, the property's all beat up, it needs repairs. More repairs is needed than the owner has. So they can't even fix up and sell it. So, since they don't have the $30,000 or $40,000 to fix it up and sell it, they're definitely open to selling it at a discount just to get it off their hands. Okay. And then, last but not least is distressed income. They lost their job, their bills grew, they just can't afford their house anymore. So they may be willing to sell at a discount to stop those payments that they're having to make. They can't afford it. Otherwise, they might, get foreclosed on if they get too far behind. But with my course, we're going to focus in on distressed properties that are distressed. Let me see if I can highlight that here. Properties that are distressed. And we're going to take a look at some properties that are distressed. So we're going to focus on this niche, distressed property. Okay. All right, we're going to go to Redfin. All right. And I'm at the Atlanta market, and I have the county selected, DeKalb County, popular county in the Atlanta market. I'm just going to click on search. And then I want to go through these filters, make sure it's for sale. And we're looking for anything, we don't want to go too low, 100 to, let's go 500,000. We want at least 3 bedrooms, home type. We're looking for houses for right now. Let's keep it simple. Let's scroll down here. And then we want to select, we could do one of two ways. We can either select fixer upper, okay? But I like to put in investor, because if typically a real estate agent, if the house needs some repairs, they'll put investor in the notes, like rate for investors or investor special. Basically, that's a keyword we're using. So all right, 152 homes. Let's see the homes. All right. So let's look at some possible properties that need to be fixed up. Okay, this looks like it's already been fixed up. That looks good. We're looking for something that needs to be repaired. That looks a little dirty on the outside. Okay. Sometimes you have to go through these, even though you put investor there and the keywords. All right, so here's an example. You can see it right here. This definitely needs to be fixed up. So we could select that. All right, so here's a property. Looks like it's in the residential area. It looks like it's a burn property. So here's a good property that we can bid on. Let's find another. I just want to give you another example. Another example. Um, let's see. I don't like that one. Let's go with a different county. Let's put let's put, what's another county close to where I'm at? Let's go Henry County. We still get the same filters. All right, off the bat, this looks like a good one. So does this. That needs to be, well, kind of shorter, but let's look at this here. This definitely needs to be fixed up. You can see the boards on the outside. So that's just a quick rundown on motivated sellers and unmotivated sellers. Once again, 95% of the people who are listing their house on the MLS for sale using an agent, 95% of those people they're not motivated enough to give you a deal. They want what they want. Otherwise, they will sit out and wait for it. We're looking for that 5%, that 5% who they have to sell their house. They don't necessarily want to sell it. They have to sell it for one reason or another. And these are the reasons, working with me in this particular opportunity, we're looking for distressed properties. So I hope that gives you a good understanding of motivated sellers and what we're looking for.